Look at him. He's not giving up. He's going to look. Chad, you're going to have to put me in the net. Look how he choked that again, though.
This week on Kentucky Afield, we're in the boat with a former basketball player who just loves to fish.
That's one of the reasons why I chose Louisville over the other schools that were recruiting me. Coach Crum took me fishing. That's a true story.
Next, we take to the river and search for the state's largest amphibian.
We got one.
Then, we're floating the beautiful Cumberland River and fly fishing for trout.
I love that. Now he's coming at me fast.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl.
Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit.
Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie. Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
Here it goes. Boom!
Wow, that happened fast.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. Kentucky has a rich history in college basketball and in fishing, and some people, well, they enjoy both. I'm out here bass fishing today with an old family friend, Roger Burkman. How you doing, Roger?
I'm doing great, Chad. Good to see you, buddy.
You know, a lot of people know you, especially around Louisville, through sports. You know, you've been the athletic director of Trinity High School and now Spalding University.
Yeah, it's been 16 years I've been at Spalding.
That's amazing. So you came and played basketball in Louisville in the 80s, won a national championship. We're going to learn a little more about that later on. Spent some years in the NBA. You've been a lifetime-long fisherman, haven't you?
Yes, I have. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I chose Louisville over the other schools that were recruiting me. Coach Crum took me fishing. That's a true story.
That's a smart technique right there. But you know, we're gonna hear a little more about what you got going on, and you know, hopefully we're gonna catch a couple fish.
Sounds great.
So hey, let's get started.
Let's go do it, baby, right now.
Let's make it happen. So until we get some wind, I'm gonna throw a swim bait and a creature bait.
That's a good idea. I might even throw this topwater bait a second.
There we go.
There you go.
Second cast on a swim.
Swim
spinner bait.
Spinner bait. There you go, buddy.
There we go. Got a. Uh-oh. Quick release.
Quick release, man.
He's like, hey, I'm out of here.
There you go.
Well, that's not too bad.
Oh, that's a nice start.
Yeah.
First fish.
It's always good to get one on the board.
Always good to get that first one.
Yep. There you go.
You slow rolling it?
Slow rolling this little War Eagle swim bait with a little trailer on it. Got a little color on it. You know, when we pulled up, I was looking at your graph. Those fish looked like a lot of them were sitting in that 6-8 foot range.
Right.
So this is a bait that's really easy for me to keep it in a particular strike range. So
good.
I'll tell you what, this is one of those days, this time of year, it's gonna get nice and warm and hot today, but the water temperature's not hot, it's still 60 degrees, and we're gonna have a lot of wind.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about being an athletic director. The whole idea, I guess, is to have sports that attract and make a better experience for the students that are going there, right?
We definitely want them to have that collegiate experience that student athletes deserve. We've been very fortunate, very blessed. We've been able to build the programs.
That's pretty cool. Check out that snake, Raj.
Yeah, it's swimming along. There's a lot of them out here on this lake.
You know, it looks like a northern water snake. It's amazing to me the number of them that lose their life every year being mistaken for a copperhead.
Really?
Yeah. People think those are copperheads all the time. I get pictures and, hey, check out this copperhead. And I'm like, well, northern water snake. I'll tell you what, though, you try to pick one of those up, they will bite you.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. That's a little better fish.
A little better fish. Come on around here, Junior. Oh, okie dokie.
That's on a jig, isn't it?
That's on a jig.
There you go.
Look how you just choked that. Look at that.
Yeah. Now this fish is either a male or has spawned.
Yeah, you see its tail. It's, you know, I think you're right. I think it's a male.
Yeah.
So we'll find some females. You wait, and we'll have some eggs in it. All right.
Well, that's a good fish.
We're gonna put them back.
There you go.
There you go, fellas.
There you go. So now, Roger, what years did you play basketball at U of L?
I played from 1977 to 81.
Okay. So I knew you were there for the 80 championship team.
I was on the 80 championship team. That was my junior year.
I remember still watching that game. I was pretty young. You guys had a special team that year.
We had a bunch of just really good athletes, role players that all cared about each other and very competitive.
It got you drafted into the NBA, right?
It did. It gave me a chance to play, and I was a late round draft pick to the Bulls. No one expected me to make that roster, and let me tell you, that was one of the toughest 8 weeks of basketball of my whole career, was just making that team.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Got him?
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, he's an angry little fella.
You got an attitude problem,
He
doesn't
does have a little attitude. A little nicer fish.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's not giving up. He's going,
Right.
look, Chad, you got to put me in the net. Look how he choked that again, though. Come here, Junior.
You have convinced me. That thing splashed me. Look at that. That fish got me wet. He was so mad.
He did. He went after it, didn't he?
That's a nice fish, Roger.
Good solid fish. That's a good 2-pound fish. Love him. We're going to put him right back in the water right there.
That's a better
That's
fish.
a little better fish.
Let me get that net. There you go.
Thank you, brother.
It's the best one we've had today. Oh, look at that.
Came right out, didn't I? I knew I had to keep pressure on him because I didn't get a good hook set at him, but
Hey, well, he's in the boat.
that's all that matters.
There you go. Man, that thing was shallow, huh?
Yeah, it came right off that log. I mean, it was cool. That's one of those bites that's, you see him come around a log and grab that bait. Yeah, that's a little better fish.
Nice job, man.
I don't know if you can see the tail of that, Chad, but you can see where it's been fanning.
Yeah, it's
See
it's kind of on the top.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Here we go. Hey, Chad, look over there. There's a bald eagle.
Well, that is pretty cool.
It'll land right there for you. That's pretty cool. You see, there's a couple of bald eagles that live back in this area of the lake. We see them every year.
It's amazing you're starting to see that on these small bodies of water. Look at this little joker.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. So we've been seeing these fish follow our baits in. There's these little gizzard shads, and you can see the black dot right on the side of his face there. There are a ton of these. They were following that spinnerbait in, and I thought, you know what? There's got to be a good sized bass over here, because look at the size of that shad. I mean, that is a perfect meal for a big old largemouth.
Yep.
See ya. What do I got?
Look at a crappie. I'll be daggone.
If you had a whole bunch of friends in there, we'd be keeping you.
Yes.
Here we go. What do we got here?
I don't know, but I'm gonna get out of the way and grab the net. I'm hoping it's about a 5-pounder. Oh, you got you a big old drum.
I got a drum.
My golly, look at that. Now look, that's not coming on my boat.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
I don't blame you. Hey, we've been seeing all those every cast, and the bass haven't been responding. Well, we'll just fish for drum.
That's a heck of a drum you got.
Oh, freshwater drum.
All right, here we go, a freshwater drum. You're
We'll
not getting
see
in
you
my
later.
boat, I guarantee you.
Well, hey, you know, you win some, you lose some. You know, Roger, we've had a good morning. It's been a lot of fun getting out and catching up.
Anytime you want to go, let me know.
Thank you. The eastern hellbender is the largest amphibian found in the United States, and they can be found right here in the waters of Kentucky.
Hellbenders are our largest native species of salamander we have in Kentucky. They'll get to be probably 2 foot long, sometimes a little bit bigger than 2 foot long. They live entirely in streams, but not only in streams, they have to be in really high quality streams that have really large slab rocks, so big pieces of boulder that are pretty flat, and that's where they live their entire life. In the fall, time of year we're in right now, they'll actually start breeding, and the males will guard large egg masses that are underneath these rocks. Today is part of a project we've been doing for about 2 or 3 years now in collaboration with Purdue University. Some of the researchers from Purdue will come down and assist us in locating adult hellbenders. Everybody puts on wetsuits and snorkels and masks, and then it's just a matter of getting in the stream and snorkeling along, looking at the bottom of the stream for these really large slab rocks that a hellbender would like to live under. Once you find this big rock, or one of these big rocks, you essentially hold your breath, swim under the water, and use a flashlight and kind of stick your face up underneath the rock to look around and literally look and see if there's a hellbender staring you back in the face. Most of the time when you do that, you don't see a hellbender. Mostly there's darters, maybe some fish living underneath the rocks.
I've seen a couple fish that are wedged under the rocks. Yeah, it's got me excited.
Occasionally we'll find a turtle, big snapping turtle, something like that, that's living underneath there.
That's a big one.
You got one?
No, there's a big snapping turtle over here. We got one.
Swimming along, we found the first one. Everybody went over and checked it, and before we started trying to pull legs out, we wanted to get a pretty good survey of the site. So within 5 minutes, we found a second one.
Hey, we got another one over here.
So we found 2 hellbenders so far. We're gonna keep moving upstream, see how many guarding males we can find, and then after we do that, we'll come back to the known sites or the known rocks and start using a probe to hopefully pull some eggs out. And I think within maybe an hour and a half or so, we had 4 hellbenders that we'd located in maybe a 100-meter section of stream. Then it's just a matter of using probes to see if we can get the males that are guarding the nest, get them to move out of the way enough to where we can run this probe in there and start pulling eggs out.
He won't move. He's not especially aggressive, but he is just blocking the hole. We might come back to him later if we don't get something else.
They're guarding them for a reason. They're wanting to protect these eggs. So it's a little bit of a fight to get that probe past the male. Luckily, we've got 3 more down here. We're gonna try those. If we can't get any from those, we'll try to come back and hit this guy again, hopefully get some eggs out. We were able to go to the second hellbender. At that point, the rock there wasn't as large, so we were able to really get back in them within 5 minutes or so of probing, started pulling eggs out. Typically what happens is you'll get in there and maybe pull out 1 or 2 eggs to start with, but then as you continue to get further back into that rock, further back in past the adult male, you can start pulling out pretty large masses of these eggs out from underneath the rock.
Yeah, we're starting to get some eggs coming out now.
We'll put them in a cooler, and folks from Purdue will take them back to their lab where they will raise these up into adult hellbenders. And the whole reason we do that is in the wild, if a clutch of eggs has maybe 500 in it, you're lucky to get maybe 5 to 10 adult hellbenders to actually survive out of that clutch of 500, maybe 1 to 2%. But if we take these eggs back to the lab, they can get a 60 to 70% survivalship there, which gives us a lot more hellbenders that we can then bring back to our Kentucky streams and hopefully repopulate some of the streams that used to have good populations that don't anymore. Having pretty good success so far pulling the eggs out. Haven't had good luck yet on getting the actual adult male out of the nest, so hopefully we can find another one.
Put your goggles back on and watch this corner of the rock. I think the hellbender might come out this side.
Okay. He had actually a second chamber that he could use to exit the rock from. So at that point, we had agitated him to the point to where he was ready to abandon ship and leave whatever eggs he had there and try to find a place to get away from us. So I was able to grab him and put him into a net so that we could take him back, process him, see how big he was, how much he weighed, if he had any sort of health problems, and really check him over to see what sort of health he was in. In studying the life cycle a little bit from what we've seen so far, most of what we're encountering in the wild with our hellbender population are really old hellbenders. So this is a species that can live for multiple decades.
51 centimeters total length.
funding for this project has been a mix not only of federal funding that Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife gets, but it's also funding through the Kentucky Wild program. Kentucky Wild is a program where citizens, not just in Kentucky, but around the U.S. or the world, can contribute to the department, and 100% of that funding is used for research projects like this. We're done with the adult at this point. We've done all the measurements that we've need, checked him over, make sure he's in good health. Now we'll take him back and put him back underneath the rock that we got him out from a few minutes ago.
As the spring rains come to an end and the waters start to stabilize, the Cumberland River is a great place to go catch trout. Well, Troy, we're out here early as usual.
Yep.
This trout fishing is on the Cumberland River. To get here early and fish till the water opens up on us, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you got to stay out in front of the water or get behind it, one of the two.
And that's one of the things about fishing this river that you have to know what you're doing, and hiring a guide is kind of a good way to go about it to learn the river.
Well, yeah, it's it's kind of hard river to fish. You wouldn't think it would be, but with the water discharges coming up or down, you could get stuck in high water or get stuck in low water, and you got to just know where you're at and kind of know what the discharges are doing.
So you've been guiding for over 15 years, right? This is a hidden gem, isn't it?
It really is. I lived in Montana for 10 years, and when I came back to Kentucky and, started guiding on the Cumberland, I was amazed. It really is a great river, big fish, big trout, and you never know what you're going to catch. There's other species besides the trout here.
I'm super excited. I don't do a whole lot of fly fishing, but this is a trip that I look forward to every single year because the sheer beauty of it. As the water changes, we may change the techniques that we're using.
Yeah, we're going to start off streamer fishing this morning, see if with this low light, and see if we can't get some big fish to chase around a little bit, and then we'll switch over and we'll nymph for a little while this afternoon when the water starts to drop down.
Okay, all right, let me know what I need to do to help you out.
Well, let's get loaded up.
All right, sounds good.
Cast it out, make you like a little mend just to help get it down. And the mend's just to loosen up the line. Give it a couple of seconds and you're going to start stripping. You're going to strip pretty fast and pretty aggressive.
Okay, so it's a little more aggressive approach because of the low light situations that you like to use.
Well, it's it's just you want to get them chasing, and big fish like to eat.
And so this is imitating
bait fish, little shad, something like that. We've actually had a lot more shad on the river lately.
Oh, did it?
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Got him.
Fish on. Sure do.
A little brookie, it looks like.
So that's a brook trout, huh?
Yeah.
And they're pretty common down here, right?
Yeah, we've been seeing them a little bit more often. They don't seem to get very big though.
It's hard to believe. 90-degree days, weeks on end, 50 or 60-degree, water.
Yeah.
So here, stripers are obviously possible. I'm guessing some bass species, walleye, 3 different trout species, all available down here.
Stripers, walleye, sauger, the trout species. On occasions, you'll see some smallmouth, but not very often this time of year. We'll roll back up and we'll fish that wood in a different style here.
On this deal here, I want to get this thing out and then do my mends and let it just do a natural drift down through there.
Yeah, you just want a good dead drift down it.
I'll tell you, this is such a cool, unique experience. This feels like an old-time experience where, it's paddle only and easing down a river like this. But this is exactly the way that if you went out west, this is exactly a drift boat like this.
Yeah. So, there you go.
A little better.
Oh, it's a better fish.
Look at there. That is awesome.
His head.
There you go.
Nice little guy.
Nice fish. So Troy, what do we got there? Probably 17 inches or so?
Put him on the old truth teller.
16, almost 16 and a half. Right
there.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, nice little guy.
Uh-oh. There you go, buddy.
There you go.
Get back out there. They're slick as they can be, aren't they?
They are, and I'd rather them land in the water than on the boat.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
Just let them go.
Man, they're so fast.
Or does he just look like a bit?
He's a little better.
He just acts like a little better fish, doesn't he? Another brookie.
Is that what we got here?
Yeah. Decent brookie, too. They don't get too much bigger than that in here. And then when they get it in the net, they don't stop eating.
Just ballistic. So a brookie. Yep, that's our second one of those today, huh?
Oh, get him. There you go. That might be a good fish, the way he's running. He's fighting a lot bigger than he is.
He sure is. There we go.
This is one that's probably got a lot of cutthroat in him.
What a great fight, and what a pretty fish.
Yeah, this orange and how dark he is. And look there, see all that underneath him? That's part of cutthroat.
So in the best times of the year, if you wanted to come down and fish this, you're looking at July, August, September time frame?
Well, it really depends. You know, it can fish year round as long as you get good water.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it's not blown out and running too heavy. And you can come out here in January and February. Used to be able to. It's just been a little high water with the crazy rains that we've had the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. The one that didn't get away, right there. That's a nice fish.
Very well done.
That one there.
Oh, let him go. Oh, yeah, that's a nice
Lord
one.
have mercy. Look at that
That's
fish
that drag
go.
thing.
I love that. Now he's coming at me fast. This is why you come to the Cumberland River.
Yeah, that's
Right
for
here.
sure.
So that particular fish right there, like I said, you fished all around.
If you caught this anywhere, you'd be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho.
What a pretty fish.
Yeah. Let's get this guy back in.
Here we go.
Got it? Oh, yeah, nice one. Good one.
Here we go. We've been seeing a couple of good trout right here in this area.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is a good one here.
He does, but he's good.
Look at that.
Oh, beautiful. He does, but he's going to take. Oh, beautiful.
That is great.
Oh, nice one.
He's bigger than that.
Yeah, he hardly fits in it. That's a good one there. Let's get him back in the water.
Right here is where Farmer and them one time
Yep.
caught a hooked one and a striper come ate it.
Hey, I think you got a fish.
I think you're right.
Oh,
that's
Tim,
a fish. That's a fish.
Big one. We got a big fish.
Look at that striper trying to eat it. Look at that striper trying to eat it.
Holy cow.
Get out of there.
There's a lot of weird things that have happened by this rock.
Well, Troy, we've come to the end, and I tell you, the Cumberland River did not disappoint again.
It never does.
Every time I float down this river, it blows my mind the number of people that come to Lake Cumberland to recreate in the middle of the summer and don't even realize the fishery that's right here.
I know. It's crazy. They don't even realize that there's a river here.
One of the better trout fisheries in the United States is right here in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to learn how to trout fish or wants to just take maybe the most beautiful float in the state, it's right here.
It really is.
And I'm looking forward to doing it again. And I just had an absolute great time.
I'm glad you did. I had a wonderful time as well.
Thank you so much. Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Check out this little guy with this nice turkey. This is Braxton Shelburne, and he took this turkey in Little Mount, Kentucky with a .410 shotgun. Here we have 6-year-old Carson Wade with a nice 26-inch channel catfish. This fish was caught in a pond in Boone County. Nice job. Here we have Taylor, who got her first turkey, a nice mature tom, in Western Kentucky. Here we have Easton Pearson with a nice big bluegill that was caught in a neighbor's farm pond. 6-year-old Luke knows where to go to catch big bluegill, his Poppy's Pond in Owen County. Here we have 9-year-old Jenny Butler, who used a .44 Magnum rifle to take her first deer. Here we have Eli Harper with a nice green sunfish that was caught at Green Heron Lake in Beckley Creek Park. Nice job. Now these two guys know how to have a good time. It's hunting behind their squirrel dog Tucker in Pendleton County. Pictured here we have Jonathan Rice and Nick Black. Here we have Alex O'Driscoll with his first deer taken on his grandpa's farm in Harrison County. Here we have Luke Bailey with his first largemouth bass caught in Magoffin County. This fish was caught out of the family farm pond. Nice job. Check out this father and son duo of Chip and Zach Wheeler. They were smallmouth fishing in a creek in Shelby County, Kentucky. Here we have 13-year-old Raina Gardner with her first turkey. It was taken in Clark County, Kentucky. This weekend, June 5th and 6th, is the perfect weekend to introduce someone new to fishing. It's Free Fishing Weekend. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.
If you hold a Kentucky hunting or fishing license, then you have helped make possible Kentucky's wildlife management areas. Places to hunt, fish, birdwatch, or just let your mind wander. With nearly 100 dotting the Commonwealth, put wildlife management areas in your sights and see more of what makes Kentucky's outdoors outstanding. Get all the info online at fw.ky.gov.